This is my buddy's Goped Riot. I wouldn't say I rebuilt it, but I did give it a pretty major service. I went over it pretty well for him. And, replaced a bunch of rusty old nuts and bolts with new stainless ones. I wanted to get a pan head for that, but none of the stores in town had one. I didn't feel like driving to the store that I know has good metric stuff. Or even American stuff. Geez, these things are half metric, half American. It's like working on a car from the 80s. But anyway, I freed up his suspension. I got the front suspension moving. That never moved when he got it to me. Repainted his kickstand and trimmed the kickstand mount a bit because the stand wasn't staying down. Well, it wasn't staying up, actually. It would fall down when you're riding it. I did a little stainless steel mounting kit for the gas tank that bolts to the bracket, so you can take the gas tank off without having to loosen the bolts all the way through the bracket. They'll stay put. I repainted the bracket for him, the gas tank bracket, because that was all rusted to shit. This whole thing was rusted to death. His biggest issue that I was able to fix for him was that his chain was rubbing on his tire. I don't know why that ever would have been the case, but it was. I wound up shimming it out with washers to get the sprocket off the tire, and then I had to shim out the tire to get, because everything's sort of mounted from the caliper. It's sort of, they're built backwards than what you would think. So I wound up having to shim the tire out on the axle to space everything back out again where it belongs. So did that too. Cleaned up a bunch of stuff, adjusted a bunch of stuff, got his brakes working real nice for him. You can see the brake lever. That's about as much pull as you get out of it. It is on the caliper there. The rear's a little softer, but I did what I could. And then a little surprise for him. If he don't like that, it's inside out. He can turn it back right side out again, and he won't have to see that. But just to mess with him. So that's it. Thought I'd get a couple of shots of it. This thing's fun. It's fun to ride. Little 50cc centrifugal clutch. You can't stall it. It's called a Riot, and it really is a riot. You laugh your butt off riding this thing. I sort of did the wheels. It had these nice aluminum wheels on it when he handed it over to me, but the rear wheel bearings are shot, so I wound up swapping those to the front because it's a lot easier getting the front wheel off. So he can fix that, or he can bring it back when he gets new wheel bearings. He didn't order those like I told him to, and he didn't order the air filter like I told him to. That thing's smoked. His chain was pretty bad. He took it apart with a tool that was really a crappy tool, and he bent the hell out of the chain. So I wound up scabbing in a couple of links from another chain, and I don't think it's perfectly happy that way, but now that I got the right tool, the good tool, we can fix it the right way. I didn't think I'd have the tool in time, so I gave him back his spare chain. So I should have hung on to it and done that for him, but timing just didn't do what I thought it would do. So that's it. This thing's a blast. Time to go rip some wheelies on it.